It is Friday, July 4th, 2025, and what a day it is for a parade. Good morning and welcome to our special broadcast of the 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade. My name is Blake Law and I'm joined on my right by Leslie Horton.
So happy to be here for the 113th anniversary of the Calgary Stampede Parade. We've been hanging around the area since early this morning, Blake. The people get the seats early. This is a big part of many people's stampede. They love the tradition of it. They love the entertainment of it. They love the values of it. And this really is the kickoff to the greatest outdoor show on earth. So about 300,000 people out there right now taking in the parade that's going to start in about 14 minutes time.
That's right, yeah, we're just minutes away from the start of the official kickoff to the Calgary Stampede. As you said, people come from all over. Hey, yeah. It's not just a local thing, people from all across Canada and overseas. We were chatting with people who are from Europe, some folks from Germany. Yeah. I saw some folks from South Africa that I was chatting with this morning. For a little bit more on what we're seeing along the parade route, let's bring in our Michael King, who has been here with us since the wee hours of the morning. Michael, what are you seeing where you are?
Well, Blake, all morning we've been talking about people that have been down here for years. We were talking with folks that had their own seats since 1971, people that have volunteered down here like John since 1972, but also we have some Stampede rookies. We've got this fine crew here from Washington State. This is, in fact, your guys' first rodeo. Yes, what are you guys looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the Chuckwagon races.
And why is that? What kind of brings that to your attention?
We had a client come up here and said they were amazing and it's entertaining.
And we know that a lot of this has to do with kind of that agricultural heritage. Is that something you're kind of hoping to take in?
Yeah, that would be really interesting to learn more about Calgary.
And what about the parade itself? We've had people here. You guys have the bleacher seats thanks to the Rotary, so some great spots. What are you kind of most excited for when it comes to the parade itself?
Just the full experience. I mean, this is going to be 2 hours of culture and just hopefully it's really rowdy and loud and exciting.
Exactly. And we can hear that. We do have Shania. Do you think that's a little bit more of a draw? We've had some big names in the past. We've had astronauts, we've had athletes, but when you got a name like Shania Twain, does that get you excited?
Absolutely. Shania is all about country music, and the Calgary Stampede is going to be awesome.
And what do you think you're going to take away from this when it comes to maybe spreading the message of Calgary Stampede to those that haven't taken it in before?
Just the culture of this town, like, you know, the reputation of Calgary and the Western heritage that has been. So, yeah, just bringing it all in. You know, like, I've always heard about it, never been to it, so I'm so excited. And then to see the size of it, how many people come, it's bigger than I ever imagined.
So we're creating Stampede ambassadors. As you can hear, we got show band here behind us. We got the parade kicking off in just a few minutes. People are excited down here along the route. Back to you.
Oh, fun, fun, fun. And that is what it's all about. Yahoo, fun along the route. We've got some of the pre-parade activity going on. That's why you can hear some of the music. We've got all the floats gathering in the confluence area. We've got the horses that are gathering, and we've got the star of the show, Jeff.
Jeff from the morning show is joining us for part of our parade coverage. There he is.
Yes.
How excited, Calgary, are you to have the morning show here again at the Stampede? We're so excited to be here once again. Thank you, Calgary. Blake, Leslie, good to see you both. And thank you for having us here and welcoming us with open arms once again to this great event. And I believe it's our 85th year in a row we've done this with the morning show from the Calgary Stampede. But yeah, more than excited to be here and part of the parade. And the weather, right, guys, couldn't be more perfect.
Out there, the sun is starting to shine.
Yes.
It's starting to heat up, which is fantastic.
Sweaty cowboy time, Jeff.
And Jeff, I don't know if you heard a little bit earlier,
Right.
we heard some folks really excited for Shania Twain leading this parade.
Oh, right. I thought that was for Michael King, actually, that everybody was getting so excited for. I mean, I'm personally excited to see Michael this morning. But yes, we did catch up with the parade marshal herself, Shania Twain, earlier this morning. Let's take a look. TMS, we are live in Calgary at the Stampede. Welcome back, everybody. And we're here with somebody who needs no introduction. Just one name, Shania Twain. It is great to see you. Welcome back to the morning show.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
All right, tell us, where were you when you got the call, and what was your reaction to be this year's parade marshal for the Calgary Stampede?
Okay, so last year I was hanging around with some new friends that I've made in Calgary, and I just, you know, they're very involved with the Stampede, and I just said, oh, I would just love to be doing that right there, riding a horse in the parade. And like, oh, well, you know, not everybody can be, you know, parade marshal. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it'll never happen. And then, you know, then I get the call. So I don't know how that happened, but I'm really happy.
You manifested it.
Maybe that is. I put it out there.
Right.
I put it out there.
Now, do they give you instructions when you're the parade marshal, or is there like a official list of duties?
Well, I feel very proud that I'm able to wear this gorgeous hat that was gifted to me for the parade. This is my kind of pride and joy hat now. And just participating in it, because you know I've done shows in Calgary many times over the years. 2014 I did a show during the Stampede, and I've never attended the Stampede.
What?
I know, I've never had time. So this is my first experience actually participating and joining in.
This is Shania Twain's first rodeo right here.
Yeah, well, it's not, but
no, yes.
You know what I'm saying.
I think you're beating me. You're winning the hat game.
Yes.
And by the way, Shania is also
I'm definitely winning the
boots
boot game.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, and these are proper cowboy riding boots that I can be comfortable in case I got to do any rodeoing.
Okay, well, listen, there's over 300,000 people lining the streets this morning here.
Yeah.
What does this mean to you to be back here in Calgary, being the parade marshal? And I know the parade also is going to go by the Music Center, which has got a big display in your honor. Are you kind of reflective?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
I love to see the people. I love the people. You know, I love the excitement. I'm going to feed off the energy. And just enjoy myself, really. Say hello to a lot of people from in the saddle. That's really the exciting part.
Well, you know, it's amazing when you look back on your career. You've got the best-selling album of the 1990s. I think a lot of people look at things like Come On Over and Up as big crossover albums that, you know, I was reading some music critics saying you sort of paved the way for a lot of artists, including Taylor Swift. How do you react to that?
Well, it's an honor. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a lot of dreams come true in my life. One of them wasn't to be the biggest selling anything. It was just to have success in my career and also to give back. You know, this is something that I always dreamt of as a child, that if I ever made it, you know, I wanted to make it. And if I ever made it, that I would be able to give back to kids that grew up like I did. And so that dream is also coming true. And I'm able to donate money, and I'm involved with Second Harvest. We're partners, and that helps feed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, just even in Canada alone, we're giving over 3,000 meals. And 25,000 per show will go to Second Harvest. So that is like another
awesome.
dream come true. Yeah.
And listen, we can hear it and feel it. It comes from your heart.
Yes.
You say from experience that you want to give back in every city that you're going to in Canada. Is that what's?
That's right.
Happen?
So
Yeah.
a $25,000 donation will be given in every city. Second Harvest will distribute the money to wherever the needs are the highest and the greatest. And I mean, you know, my career has given me so much, and now I'm giving back, and it's just this wonderful cyclic thing that I'm enjoying, and I want the people to know it. I want to thank the people that are a part of it.
Sure.
You know?
All right, let's talk about the Cross Canada Tour for a second, if we can.
Yeah.
Because you're the headliner here at the Stampede tomorrow night, and then I think it's a 15-city stop right across Canada.
Yep.
What's it going to be like to be back out in front of the fans here in your home country?
It'll be crazy, in a really good way, very exciting way. It's really just all about the party and having fun. You know, I love people to forget about life for a little while. As I do when I'm on the stage. So we all kind of escape together and just sing along and have a great time.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, still enjoy being on the road, on the stage in front of the fans, getting that reaction.
I mean, I wish I could, listen, if I could get everywhere by horse, I would be a lot happier, okay? That would be, you know, but unfortunately it's, you know, it's planes, cars, all of that, and that's not as fun. But the stage is fun.
Yeah.
You know, and listen, I brought horses on stage. I brought my horses on tour. I've done all of that. And you know, made those little dreams come true. But like something like being parade marshal gives me a chance to do everything all at once. I'm here to do a show, and I get to be parade marshal. I get to be on a horse, so I've got it all right now.
Can we just on the way out practice our parade wave? We're going to see a lot of this right this morning.
Is there like a correct one?
Yeah.
Do I need instructions?
Yeah. Well, I think there's going to be a lot of waving, so
I know I have to switch arms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. The one, the only Shania Twain. Shania, thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward, I know Canada, to seeing you right across the country this summer, and have fun on the parade today.
Thank you, I will.
All right, Shania Twain with us at the Calgary Stampede. When we come back, the Stampede, not only about the music, but about, of course, the food and the rides as well. Our midway experience at the Calgary Stampede is coming up. All right, obviously that was earlier this morning on TMS, and pretty cool to hear that Shania manifested this, that it wasn't exactly the Stampede that reached out to her. She wanted this. She wanted to be parade marshal, and she can hardly wait to get things underway, as we are all anxiously awaiting the start of the Calgary Stampede Parade. Leslie Blake.
Oh, so awesome. A great chat with Shania, Jeff. Love her. She's here for the parade and then performing tomorrow night, and we can't wait to see the crowd reaction as she heads down on 9th Avenue.
Absolutely. We're going to try and check in with Jeff a little bit later as the parade is going. For now, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with your 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade broadcast after this.
You're watching the Calgary Stampede Parade, a global news special broadcast brought to you by OPA.
From the very early hours.
Oh, 3, 4 in the morning, you start to get your spot along the side, and once you've got your spot, you do not abandon that.
Nope.
You cross your legs until the end of the parade, and that's when you can leave and go to the washroom. We'll get a parade count later on this afternoon, but just judging from where we are in 9th Avenue and Centre on the balcony of the Marriott, 5, 6 people deep on either side of the road.
Yeah, last year we had 350,000 people show up just for the parade, so expecting similar numbers with beautiful weather like this. It's a great day for a parade. I've got some fun facts for the parade, because these numbers, they blow my mind every time. So first of all, the route, right? The route goes all the way down downtown Calgary, heading west before it goes up and then back around. It is the length of 25 Calgary towers laid end to end.
Oh, okay.
The beautiful Calgary Tower and
no
iconic.
wonder I'm tired of walking.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? And that's, you know, for the folks that participate in the parade itself, it is quite an undertaking. But we have 108 entries this year.
Okay.
That includes 35 floats, 9 bands, people love the bands.
Yes.
8 mounted color parties, and over 700 horses.
Yes, and people really do love the horse.
Yes.
Right? Not the one horse. Not just Harry the horse,
not just
who's
Harry
having
the horse.
his 40th birthday today.
That's right, yeah.
But they do love the horse part of Stampede and of the parade. And I think for a lot of people that this is just tradition. This is the beginning of sort of a stretch in Calgary where we can just put everything aside. We can focus on the fair and the show and the camaraderie in the community and really slow down and welcome our Calgary roots. Go back to our Calgary roots, our Western roots. We heard from you at Bayou Ranch a little bit earlier, which was part of going back to the Western roots. And I think that this is really just time for all of us to just take a moment, put on some cowboy cosplay, because we love that, and take in some of the fun. And there's a ton of fun to be had. Don't forget, a free entry after the parade.
That's right, yeah.
Over on the grounds.
Yes, it's like the march to the grounds after the parade wraps up. Admission is free, and then we really kick off those 10 days of Stampede, rodeo, always a huge hit. We've got the Chuckwagon races.
Love the Chucks, right? The sound of the horses. We've got next week, every day, I'm going to be down at the Stampede grounds while you're holding down the fort in the studio, taking you behind the scenes. We're going to be up close with the show band, all of the new things that are coming up with Stampede this year. So we continue. We don't just do today, we continue all next week covering the Calgary Stampede. Is little Lucy taking in Stampede, or at just 4 weeks old, is she a little bit too young?
Yes, my baby daughter daughter, 4 weeks old, yesterday.
Tiny cowboy hat.
We're gonna put a little cowboy booties on her, and she'll
Yeah.
need to watch from home. But it is certainly being someone, you know, who was born and raised in Calgary. It's just a huge part of the identity.
Lucy is a true Calgarian.
True Calgarian.
Born and raised. She's going to be born and raised in Calgary. I can hear some rumbles that we may have some Stampede stuff going on. So just a couple of things to watch for. Shania is going to be at the beginning of the Stampede as the parade marshal. Harry Horse, the Calgary Stampede show band, is going to be very near the beginning. They always kick off the Calgary Stampede Parade, and then we get into some of the actions. A couple of things to look for: the Code of Honor float this year, Blake. We've interviewed these folk coding for veterans.
Yes.
We've interviewed them before. Fantastic organization. New float this year.
Yeah, they did their first entry in the Calgary Parade last year, and it was a huge hit. So they have a brand new float for us this year, coding for veterans, helping veterans transition to careers in the tech sector. And so they've really embraced the Calgary Stampede, and look forward to
100%.
welcoming them back
To no one's
year.
surprise, we have politicians.
There's plenty of politicians
Plenty
that'll
of
be making their way
politicians.
through.
Not
Yes.
just today at the parade, but all during Stampede. Lots of politicians. And we've also got lots of honored guard, RCMP. Our armed forces are going to be well represented. There are some police sirens, but I think it's part of the show as we get ready to kick things off. So no worries about that, but we're going to see police, EMS, Alberta Health Services, firefighters as well. The chief is going to be marching in the parade, Fire Chief Steve Dongworth, as well as some Stampede royalty. The Stampede royalty really does tend to stay involved in Stampede and really embraces that Stampede spirit by giving back to the community all year long.
Yeah, so we'll have the Stampede Princess and the First Nations Princess making their appearance in just a couple minutes. What are we at? 9:04. This is when the parade usually gets started. We see folks walking down, giving
That
some
golf
big
cart
waves
is not part
to
of
the
the parade.
crowds. Yes. What we're waiting for here first is the GMC pace car, which, as the name suggests, sets the pace. We said it's a very long route, so you don't want to get too ahead of yourself and keep a nice steady pace.
And and I think of these the folks like the show band. If you're carrying a big tuba.
Yeah.
But they train for this, right? They train
sure
for
do.
And the dancers, some of the floats have dancers as part of their entries. So those dancers are going to be exhausted. The horses, but the horses are super well behaved, eh? Like they really they know that people. They are part of the crowds.
Yeah.
It doesn't throw them like
Not
it would
at all.
throw.
No, these are very well-trained horses, well-bred horses, and that is something actually the Calgary Stampede takes pride in, is bringing not only a whole lot of people, 1.4 million people last year through the gates over the 10 days, but bringing in the best animals as well, because they want this to be like the ultimate rodeo.
And it really is, like these cowboys and cowgirls, when they come for the Calgary Stampede, that's the big show. And to win the big show is the goal. It's the big money, it's the big exposure, it's the big show that you want to win. And here we have some Calgary police on the motorcade. So they are well versed right now because G7 was just here and we had all of those motorcades. So we've got lots of Calgary police. Their motorcade skills are 100% right now. So we're catching those as they lead slowly to get the parade going. And that's a great crowd shot right there, Blake, hey?
Yeah, it's
You can
showing
see
just
all
how
the
many
folks.
people, as you said, 4 or 5 rows deep.
Yeah.
Especially here where we are broadcasting from under the Calgary Tower. Just a huge turnout. Again, last year, more than 300,000 people were lining downtown Calgary roads just to take in this annual parade in its 113th year. So,
and not surprised if we even get 300,000 this year, Blake. When you have people 5 or 6 deep here, and from what we've seen earlier this morning, so many people trying to stake out their spot, I think we're going to be up there. So yeah, this is pace car action that we've got happening here, making their way towards our camera zone. We will have the bands performing right in front of us. So we're going to see those bands performing. We've got the VIP zone near us. We're not the VIPs, but the VIP zone is near us. So they're going to be performing for the VIP zone and then performing for our camera position as well.
Yeah, they talk about the Stampede Show Band truly kicking off the parade. They're right near the front after pace car and the Suncor Parade sponsor float.
Yep, third year
And
for
so
Suncor, I
looking
think.
forward to hearing the show band do their thing, and very much looking forward to our 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade Marshal, Shania Twain.
Yeah, on a
Boy,
horse.
that's going to be bringing up a lot of energy, a lot of cheers, I think.
And I have seen a lot of T-shirts in the crowd, Shania T-shirts.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Shania fans here. The sirens you see is not making for an emergency. It is part of what we have leading off the parade.
Absolutely. So 9:08, and you can see the banner. Stampede starts now.
Oh, I feel like you just started it, Blake. I feel like we're on our way now. Here comes the police as they are at the front of the parade. We're going to be seeing a big contingent from Calgary Police as well, and a big contingent from Calgary Police on the Stampede grounds. They have their own district office on the Stampede grounds during Stampede. So lots of safety and security in check during Calgary Stampede to keep everybody safe.
You get 1.4 million people coming through over 10 days in one small area. It becomes a city in and of itself.
It does, and they're prepared for that. And they work with everybody, bylaw, Calgary Fire, you name it. This is our Suncor parade pace car at the beginning of the parade. And when Blake said the Calgary Stampede Parade starts now, I give you credit. You're now Mr. Stampede because it started on your cue. This is the third year for Suncor presenting the Calgary Stampede Parade. Getting some yahoos going on down there, and it's getting a little bit warm down here. So it was a little bit chilly this morning, but we're starting to feel some of that heat. It's going to be a hot day, not like 30 hot, but it's still going to be a warm day. So make sure that you are dressed for the grounds if you're going to head down a little bit later on. Everybody has to do some sort of dance during the Calgary Stampede, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah. So this is the GMC pace car coming through, and you can see GMC Stadium is where the Rangeland Derby is held, where the rodeo is held, and it all leads up to Showdown Sunday. Here we have the presenting sponsor of the Calgary Stampede Parade. This is Suncor's third year as the presenting sponsor, and I like this float a lot, the Suncor float. It shows all the great Calgary landmarks. We got the Calgary Tower.
There's the tower right
there. We got the downtown library, the iconic Saddle Dome, which
better get rid of that one and get it updated.
Yeah, Saddle Dome's days are numbered. If you're not from here, we have a new arena being built for 2027. But a great sort of visual representation of the city we love.
Oh yeah, they got everything on that one, don't they? That's nice. It's nice to actually take a step back and remember exactly the landmarks that we do have here. Lots of Suncor employees too right here, giving the wave.
Yeah. We got the Suncor building in downtown Calgary.
Iconic. Now, we're getting some new towers. So our current towers that we have in the downtown core are going to be a little shorter. And here's the birthday boy.
The birthday boy.
Harry the horse.
This is Harry the horse, the official mascot of the Calgary Stampede. And as you can see, he always brings the energy. And as you say, birthday boy celebrating his 40th year.
He looks really good for 40. I saw him about a week ago at the lottery kickoff, and I gave him a birthday muffin. And so I had a good up-close chat with him, and he's looking fantastic. Here we go. Here we go. Looking for Michael King. Wait, no, he's had his time in the show band. This is the Calgary Stampede show band. 150 performers, 200 appearances annually, and this band is known worldwide, Blake.
Absolutely. 7-time world champion of marching show bands. They've got that international prestige, and every year they are a highlight of the Stampede Parade and a highlight on Stampede grounds through the 10 days of Stampede.
You can see them everywhere, and they go marching through the grounds, and they're such a crowd favorite. You can find them various performances every day. You can find them on the steps of the Saddle Domes, under the apron of the BMO Center, and it is completely worth it to stop and take in some of the Stampede show band performances if you can, because they really are amazing. And they're like athletes. They're very well trained, they're disciplined.
They are incredibly well trained, and they're part of a program that really develops youth within the performing arts. So let's take a listen to what they have to show us, take a watch of the performance, and enjoy.
And the Stampede show riders as well.
Absolutely fantastic stuff from the Calgary Stampede show band, and they are followed up immediately by the show riders. They've been part of the Stampede family since 1985 and perform musical rides several times a day and serve kind of as a color guard during the Calgary Stampede. So very talented young riders. It's just like the show band, it's a program that develops youth within the equestrian community and encourages members to achieve performance and personal excellence.
And again, the discipline that these folks show during these programs is amazing. But can you imagine being the riders in front of this young lady? There she is, our parade marshal, Shania Twain. Oh, she's not wearing the outfit that I saw during her preview, but I love her outfit. And look at her, so comfortable on a horse, hey? Oh, and beaming beautiful. She wanted this to happen, this day to happen, and it is now happening.
An icon of Canadian music, a global superstar, a 5-time Grammy winner, recognized as the best-selling female artist in country music history with over 100 million records sold. And the crowd is
they're loving it. They are loving it. Oh, there is her black saddle. That is the saddle that they had especially made. It came from John Scott, of course, who provides so many animals to the Calgary Stampede. She's got that cowgirl braid. That is fantastic. Shania Twain leading the parade.
And as we heard earlier, Les, she's here with the Shania Twain Foundation.
Yes.
She's playing a big show here at the Saddle Dome in Calgary tomorrow, but the foundation has partnered with 2 local organizations, 2 local charities, to tackle food insecurity. And she's making a point of every stop on her tour, she is donating to local food banks and trying to tackle food insecurity in each city that she visits.
Because that is her history, right? She's been very open about that being her history. So something very, very close to her. Here's our royalty.
That's right. Stampede Princess Brianna Correa alongside First Nations Princess Pacey Strangling Wolf.
And these two ladies, I've had a chance to chat with them a little bit. They are so excited for today. Look at them out there just beaming.
Yeah, Brianna is a student at Mount Royal University, super passionate about agriculture since starting at the age of 9 at her local 4-H club. So she loves sharing her love for the Calgary Stampede with others. Pacey Strangling Wolf, a 25-year-old jingle dress dancer from the Kainai Nation. She loves teaching the Blackfoot language and culture to Indigenous youth. So great representatives of the Calgary Stampede.
They really are. They're fantastic representatives. They're talented and smart young women, and they are determined to spread the word there. Past president of the Calgary Stampede, and here we have some of the members of the political parties. There's Mayor Jyoti Gondek. She is part of the group that is with the Calgary Stampede Board of Directors. We've got directors here. We've got the mayor. We've got some folks that these are the ones that really are key in making this a stampede. Go ahead, Sherry Copthorne Barnes, first vice president. So nice to see a woman up near the top there. The mayor looks pretty good riding a horse, hey?
Absolutely, yes. These the folks who are so heavily involved in Stampede, they know their way around a horse, and we got the parade committee as well. What we have there on that wagon, that was the Stampede poster for this year.
Yes,
from Alora Kittle.
Yeah.
Fantastic artist.
And Diane Moyer has just been awarded the Stampede Life Member, which is sometimes given out to longtime volunteers, but it is not very often giving out. So a fantastic honor for her. Here's the Kainai First Nation, and the Elbow River Camp is absolutely a must-see when you are visiting the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, it totally is. 26 teepees at the Elbow River Camp, featuring local Indigenous artisans. You can see traditional dancing there.
Yep.
You can learn about the rich culture from First Nations like the Kainai. There's a bannock booth down there,
yes.
So just a must-see area of the Calgary Stampede ground. So there's your Kainai First Nation. We got lots more coming up on the parade, but we're going to take a break right now. We'll be back after this.
You're watching the Calgary Stampede Parade, a global news special broadcast brought to you by OPA.
We've had some beautiful entries here. Just watching the Calgary Fire Department Honor Guard, Blake.
Yep.
But some beautiful entries just ahead of them.
Yeah, we just had the Blackfoot Confederacy come by, the Piikani Nation, the Siksika, the Kainai, and here we have the Fire Department Honor Guard and the pipes and drums
pipes and the
as
drums.
well.
Very well renowned, internationally known Fire Department pipes and drums band. Have we got our chief in there? No, I don't think we've got our chief on that one, but that is a beautiful antique fire truck.
Yeah, that's
that we've got going on right
1923 La France fire truck, part of the Antique Brigade, which is a group of Calgary firefighters who do a lot of good work in the community.
Oh, they really do. They're at all sorts of charitable events, and then everybody really does love to see. We've got our fire chief in there. Steve Dongworth is in there with members of the Fire Guard.
Yeah, so
and here's the Premier.
This is the Premier of the province of Alberta, Danielle Smith, along with some UCP MLAs, the governing party here in our province. See her offering a little interview while she was on the wagon.
As you do.
As you do.
As you do during Calgary Stampede, too.
For
so
sure.
there was some UCP politicians. We've got some NDP politicians coming up a little bit later on. And this is a look at the Calgary Stampede Rodeo Committee. Roots of the rodeo at the Calgary Stampede. That's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely, yes. We have 7 rodeo events that's at the Calgary Stampede every year. 10 days of action, over $2 million in prize money.
Oh, big money, big money.
Awarded out, and these are going to be some of the cowboys and cowgirls, some of the best from around the world that descend on Calgary every year to compete.
Oh, 100%. And some of them are, of course, return riders to the Calgary Stampede. Because this is the big show. This is where you get the publicity. This is where you get the big money. And we've got some more MLAs going through there. Got the names on the sides of the wagons. Oh, look at those beautiful horses. So proud to carry those wagons, aren't they? To pull those wagons. I love it. Some parade awards. Best seat in the house in the parade awards. Going on after these politicians come by. Best seat in the parade. Well, you are in the parade when you're in the best
parade.
Seat of the parade.
That covered wagon that you see right there being pulled by the two horses, those lucky folks are enjoying the best seat in the parade because they won those seats by supporting local charities like Easter Seals Camp Horizon and Caria. So they also got white hats as well, which is a pretty big tradition here and a big honor here in Calgary.
Best overall parade winner, and it looks like we've got WestJet here.
Oh boy, look at this.
Calgary Company. I think this is a new one for them. I think this is a new float for WestJet.
It certainly is, yeah.
That's a beauty.
And the theme for this float, it's how the stories of WestJet's guests are written through travel.
Well, yeah, and that's how you write the story of your life, right? Is through travel. I really learned that this year, Blake, when I finally took a bit of a break and had a vacay. And it reminded me what travel does to all of us. And look, there's the Eiffel Tower there, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yep, the world is our oyster. Well, we're really welcoming the world today.
That's true, yeah. I'm sure a lot of folks came in on those WestJet flights. All right. How about this? We've got the Lord Strathcona's horse, the mounted troop, the last Canadian military mounted troop. They've always tried to preserve and perpetuate the regiment's traditions and history by maintaining a link to the period where it was first raised by Lord Strathcona as a regiment of cavalry back in 1900. So very cool to see them in their period dress, Lord Strathcona's mounted.
Yes, I love it when we see Lord Strathcona's horses heading past. And coming up behind there, the Shelley V. Percherons, as we've got that coming up, the heavy horse hitch. Nope, we've got the CN train. Is that Obi?
That's little Obi.
Nothing little about Obi.
No.
He's a wide load coming through,
yeah.
Little Obi is.
Yeah, we got little Obi, and then we got Conductor Max on there as well. Replica CN locomotive on board. We see some CN families, pensioners, community members, and they're spreading the message of safety. All aboard for safety is the motto. They're helping to teach kids and parents about the dangers of playing near the railroad track. So a great message being shared by certainly a crowd favorite every year, the CN Railway Float.
Oh, Sound of the Rockies. We've got our first marching band after the Calgary Stampede show band, and we're going to take in the music on some of this, but this is one of the last remaining Canadian high school-based marching bands. Musical excellence and diversity, 130 musicians, and they have performed around the world. Shall we have a listen in to Sound of the Rockies, the high school marching band?
Anyway, can I have a giant Yahoo on the north side? After the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Now on the south side, louder than that. After the count of 3, a Yahoo, 1, 2,
Oh, look how happy they are to be here in the parade. I love this one. I love a good marching band. It just makes me want to just get up and
it's amazing the experience that these young musicians get, eh? The Sound of the Rockies, they performed all over the world.
Yes!
In Europe, in Japan, Australia, the United States, sharing our Canadian musical heritage all over the earth.
And the discipline, the training, the focus, and remember, these are young people, so they're also balancing what they're doing with the band with what they're doing, in school.
All right, here we
RCMP.
have the RCMP contingent. The Red Surge, the famous Red Surge coming through. In the wagon, leading us off, are RCMP dignitaries, including Alberta RCMP's commanding officer, Deputy Commissioner Trevor Daru.
Oh, and he takes over on August 7th. Up in Edmonton, they're having a changing of the guard, a celebration. As Trevor Daru, former Calgary Police Deputy Chief,
right,
left Calgary Police, went to the RCMP, and is now getting ready to actually take over as they hand over command. They take over in August as the official head of the RCMP in Calgary. So, hey, Trev. I've known Trev for just about 30 years.
There you go. And following that up is the Regimental Pipes, Drums, and Dancers of Alberta from the RCMP. Let's listen in. All right, and now we have the RCMP member marching troop.
Doesn't that give you chills? Like, I have always loved to see the Red Surge. I think it is so Canadian. I think that it raises a level of patriotism within my cells. Yeah. So these are past and present members as we take a look at the RCMP member marching troop and the employee troop as well. So the RCMP very well represented here in the Calgary Stampede Parade, as they are every year.
Absolutely. They've been with the Stampede Parade from the very beginning, 113 years ago. Obviously looked a little different back then as the Northwest Mounted Police, but here we have the employee troop. There's 113 RCMP detachments across Alberta. 3,780 regular police officers and 1,500 civilian members, so you got to give them some love as well.
You mentioned Northwest Mounted Police. Can I just let you know that I had a grandfather who was briefly a member of the Northwest Mounted Police, and I'm wondering if that's where my patriotism in the RCMP comes from, handed down through the generations. We've also got the RCMP Veterans Association, the Calgary Division, that's going to be coming up in a couple of minutes' time.
And the famous musical ride as well coming up too. But here are the RCMP veterans on the Brewster bus. 150 years of service to Canadians.
Yeah, I love that. A little bit of pride right there, hey?
All right, so this is Cowley's Rafter 6 Ranch, a local trail riding and rustic camping operation.
Okay, trail riding and camping. All right, your thing for sure. You and Tip like to get out there, and I know you love the horses. I prefer to have my feet on the ground and sleep in an air-conditioned bed, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and here we have a conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre.
Just about to go to by-election coming up in August.
Here in Alberta, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, lost his seat out in Ontario, so running for a seat in Alberta. He's been in the parade though a few years.
A few times.
And actually grew up in Calgary,
Calgary
so
roots.
he's very familiar with the Stampede Parade and the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, I remember interviewing him last year in the parade staging area. Yeah, no stranger to the Calgary Stampede Parade. Looks like some royalties coming our way, Blake. I don't know about you, but I have a crown that I pull out for special occasions.
I'm seeing some sashes, so yes, that would indicate we've got visiting royalty here. Miss Ponoka Stampede is in town. Kyla Lightfoot, representing the spirit and heritage of the Ponoka Stampede, one of Canada's premier rodeo events.
Oh yeah, very, very well known. So interesting about the Stampedes, there's a circuit, right? Is that Miss Rodeo Canada? I think maybe is what we've got here. They do a circuit with the rodeo. And at each of the rodeo stops, of course, there is royalty, visiting royalty to greet them all. And then all of the royalty makes the trip here to the Calgary Stampede, where our royalty greets them with open arms. And you're going to find many of these royalty out and about over the next couple of days. I, again, was talking to our princess and saying, oh, you're going to see us, all of the gals with the crowns and the hats and the sashes. We make several appearances over the next few days. And again, young ladies who are talented, who are focused, who are driven, and who are horsewomen have the riding skills.
Well, that's right. It's such an all-encompassing sort of position. You need to be a great communicator. You got to share the story of Stampede really to the world, and it's a tough slog. I mean, you're doing events all year round once you're crowned
you
Stampede
really are.
Princess or Stampede Royalty.
Like, you really are. You think, okay, well, this can be a little part-time gig, but I know for sure our princess and our First Nations princess, they do events around the world, and they start their reign greeting people from around the world, and they are learn how to walk into any situation and present the Calgary Stampede and present the city of Calgary. So they're really talented ambassadors.
Absolutely. So we have a little pause in the parade right now. We mentioned pace earlier on.
Yes.
Sometimes things get a little slow. Sometimes things go a little too fast, so they got to slow things down. And that's what we're seeing out there right now.
Maybe Shania had to go back and forth to greet all her fans on each side of the road because she's such a popular parade marshal. We've had so many interesting parade marshals over the years, Blake, and it's interesting. It is the president that gets to pick the parade marshal, and the presidents do 2-year terms. So they get to pick who they would like, and they reach out well in advance. We've had astronauts, we've had Hollywood celebrities, you name it, we've had it. And it's an interesting, every single year is an interesting experience to meet who they have picked. Yes, that is Miss Rodeo Canada.
Fantastic. I think just before that we saw the Queen of the Rodeo from Australia. So,
Queen of the world!
Visiting royalty indeed.
Yes. So there they go, waving to the crowds. And again, such beautiful horses. Miss Rodeo Rocky Ford.
Okotoks, yeah.
Yes, all of these communities have rodeos. And the rodeo participants do the loop. And it doesn't end with the Calgary Stampede. They go to Strathmore after the Calgary Stampede. But absolutely, the Calgary Stampede is the one that's got the presence, it's got the high profile, it's got the big money, and it's got the gnarly animals, right?
All right, so it appears the parade is on the move again. Perhaps just going a little bit slower. We've got the Wildies here, Legends of the West, representing legends of the past. You'll see them in period costumes from 1829 to 1929, representing the brave trailblazers who have come before, from outlaws to mavericks, pioneers, and suffragettes.
Oh, I love that, mavericks. I love that term, mavericks, because that's what I really think when I think of Calgary, and that's one of the things that drew me to this city, are the mavericks, the ones who have the vision, who will go outside of the lines, outside of the boundaries, and I love that. And the Wildies are always very, very enthusiastic.
Yeah, for sure.
Calgary Outriders.
Yes, we've got the For Calgary Outriders Mounted Color Party, riding enthusiasts from all over the city as well as the surrounding areas. They ride in dozens of events every year, from parades to local community events, and they do a great job every year. Founded in 1975 out of Fort Calgary.
Which is now called the Confluence. And here is our Volunteer of the Year, Joyce Bendrick. So, thousands of volunteers it takes to put on the Calgary Stampede, and they've got hundreds of committees. So Joyce being recognized this year as the Volunteer of the Year. Congratulations to her. Oh, what do we got going on here?
Oh no, don't drop the trophy.
No!
Oh no! Did we just catch that on camera?
We caught that on camera. Well, you know what? It happens. The Canucks taking the big prize this year. Good thing they've got the wagon, because that thing's got to be a little bit heavy. Memorial Cup. No, not Memorial Cup.
No, they are the Calgary's Junior A team, and had a fantastic year, winning the championship here at home.
And then breaking it.
And then unfortunately breaking the trophy. But we'll forget about that. Moving on.
But that's because they're over enthusiastic, and they were trying to show it to all of the people who are along the route. Tempo Steel Pan Band. Oh, listen to this music.
Yeah, this is a new entry this year, Les. Tempo, which stands for Tropical Canada Education, Mentorship, Pageantry, and Outreach. They're all about the steel drum.
Best Horse Award, the Ron Barry Memorial Award. Oh, some stars and stripes as we celebrate our friends to the south of us on the 4th of July.
We just saw the Alberta Environmental Enforcement Branch rolling through. And coming up here, we've got the Blackfoot Warrior Party and Horsemanship Film Society,
which this year
is a new entry this year. They do some fantastic work as a nonprofit, promoting, protecting, and preserving Blackfoot culture. All right, we've got the sweepers arriving on the scene. That means it's time for us to take a break. You're watching the 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade.
You're watching the Calgary Stampede Parade, a global news special broadcast brought to you by OPA.
The sounds of the Calgary Stampede Parade. And here we go with CPKC. You can hear the sounds of the train on the road.
Not every day you see a locomotive with a cowboy hat on, but that is what
Little General
CPKC has done with Little General, a quarter scale replica of a General Electric AC 4400. And you can see the passenger car, the caboose on the end. Very cool, and again, a crowd favorite, as they really get people
one of the louder ones, isn't it? Hey, let's just go back to the Calgary Canucks. What was that they won?
The Centennial Cup. Yeah, okay. That's the best Junior A team in the country.
Okay, well, they were fantastic, and they were having a good celebration, so I'm glad they got the wagon for that trophy. The Commissionaires of Southern Alberta, such a key part of safety and security in southern Alberta.
Yeah, and you can see the big 100 on the banner. We're celebrating 100 years of service in 2025.
And you'll find commissionaires, many federal buildings, many provincial buildings, sometimes in security enforcement. You will find those commissionaires out and protecting, and you'll see that the road is a little bit wet here. We've just had the pooper scoopers.
That's
and
right,
the street sweepers come through, and that's why the road is looking like it is a little bit wet as we get ready to welcome the Southern Alberta pioneers and their descendants.
Yes, this is a cool one every year. It's kind of recognizing the families that first settled and homesteaded in Southern Alberta prior to 1890, and you can see the 2025 Pioneer Lady, Maureen Hill, and the Pioneer Gentleman, Neil Brown. They're basically representing as descendants of these families.
And that is some of that history that we keep talking about with the Calgary Stampede, right?
Oh, here's the one that you were looking forward to here, Les, the Coding for Veterans Code of Honor float. Oh, representing all the branches of the military. We've got Army, we've got Air Force, we've got the Navy, and that computer on the side is very fitting as this is a program that helps veterans transition into tech careers.
And it's a very successful program that is helping those veterans transition. So it's great to see them, award-winning float, but nice to see them in this parade. And another pipe band, this one by the Calgary Police Service Pipe Band. They were in the parade in 1975.
50 years ago.
Yep.
This is going to be their 50th parade. So let's listen to the Calgary Police Service Pipe Band.
And there we go with the Calgary City Police Mounted Troop, and the Chief of Police is in there. And we saw the dancers. Can you imagine dancing along a parade route for all that length? Holy. And some veterans here. Always time to salute our veterans, and how about that?
That is
for a look in the past. Oh.
Yeah, here's our mounted unit here, Les. 7 horses, 4 full-time sworn constables, 1 civilian horse trainer and team supervisor. You see the mounted unit from CPS around town.
Yeah, you do.
They help in searches as well.
Yep.
They say that 1 mounted officer can cover the same search area as 20 officers on the ground.
But it's yet still surprising when you're walking along and you see some horses, police horses coming your way. It's still a little bit surprising, but you're absolutely right. The bike unit, let's not forget the bike unit, the horse unit, the mounted unit, the motorcycle unit, our Calgary Police Service, they've got a million ways to get around, don't they?
They do, and they feel uniquely Calgarian as well. Our police service, you saw on the pipes band, the black cowboy hats. That's a staple of the CPS, so great to see that as well. Here we have some City of Calgary councillors.
Yes, I think that's Andre Chabot right there. I think that's Sonia Sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
and there's
McLean,
Terry Wong.
Oh, yeah. So 14 city councilors here in Calgary, and a few of them on the wagon today.
And we've got a City Hall election coming our way, Blake, in the fall.
Yeah, coming up later this fall.
So once again, politicians everywhere during Stampede. Politicians of every level, city, provincial, federal. You're going to be seeing them making the rounds, flipping the flops.
We got all those pancake breakfasts. It's a good opportunity to get some face time with the voters.
Right, and people are out and about during Stampede and they're taking part in these breakfasts. So no surprise to see the politicians flock to our city. And now we've got some Stampede royalty alumni. Here we've got Peter DeMong, Jasmine, me, and Evan Spencer, and more politicians. And then coming up behind them, we've got some Stampede royalties, the Queen's Alumni Committee. Now they do a ton of work in the community all year long, including the Giddy Up Grits breakfast, which is on Monday morning, and we will be there. And it is for some very special kids in our city that the alumni work very closely with all year. And I love to go to this breakfast and catch up with the royalty alumni and catch up with the kids. That this breakfast is a highlight of their day. So some great work that the Queen's Alumni Committee, our royalty, does every single year.
And when we saw the Stampede Princess and the First Nations Princess in their first year, it's a busy year, but this is kind of a lifelong gig if you choose it to be.
It is, and that goes back to what we were talking about, is being an ambassador and having that commitment to the city and a commitment to the Calgary Stampede. It doesn't leave you. And these folks are a good example of that. They live the lifestyle and they continue to represent the Calgary Stampede and continue to represent our community and do work in our community to make life better. And that goes back to the traditional Western lifestyle, making life better for your neighbors.
Once you get that belt buckle and that crown, you don't want to let that go.
You don't want to let that go. It becomes part of who you are, right? New float this year, Calgary Exhibition and Stampede Limited. A new float for these folks. So we're all excited for the unveiling of this one as it comes towards us.
We got some live music on there.
I think we do.
The iconic cowboy on horseback.
Nicely done, Calgary Exhibition and Stampede, with your new float and the Calgary Roundup Band.
Yeah, one of Canada's premier youth performing arts programs. Every year, Roundup provides musical training opportunities, including concert band, winter guard, winter percussion programs, full band performances, etc., etc.
And again, they travel around the world.
Oh, they sure do, yes, and they're great representatives for our city. So let's take a listen to the Calgary Roundup Band.
Ready for some Shriners? Everybody loves a Shriner.
Yeah, you want to talk about a crowd favorite every year. The Shriners of Southern Alberta deliver.
What are their modes of transportation this year? What are those little tiny planes called?
Oh,
I know they were on Segways one year. We got some on horseback.
Well, the mini cars are the Tin Lizzies.
Oh yes, the Tin Lizzie, yes.
Which we should be seeing some of those coming up. But The Shriners always have a very big entry, so you can see some of the folks, the Masons, the Mounted Horse Patrol, the Provost Corps. They're the ones on the segways. They'll be coming up a little bit later. But the Shriners, if you're not familiar, a group of men supporting a network of 22 hospitals for kids throughout North America. There are many patients from Alberta being treated at Shriner hospitals, including at the Canadian unit in Montreal.
Our Canadian one is in Montreal, and we see Calgary children going to Montreal for their treatment. Kids from all over the world. Are these the Tin Lizzies? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's that's the Air
planes.
Corps. That's the Shriners Air Corps. So they've got their mini planes there. They got the pilots in there, and this beautiful, beautiful car, a Buick Special.
Oh,
love that.
1955. That is really quite something. Oh yeah, now we've got the trick riders going on. Sometimes it feels like when you're taxiing in and out of the airport, it feels like you're taxiing as long as the parade route to try to get to your gate, right? But these guys really are doing the parade route as we salute the Shriners, as they salute our crowds here at the Calgary Stampede Parade.
Yeah, and here we have the Tin Lizzies, the mini cars coming with the Shriners.
Okay.
And I don't know, I hope it's coming through on the broadcast, just how excited the crowds are getting as some of these floats are coming by, the cheers that are coming up, the yahoos. People absolutely love it.
And that's part of it. You get yourself carried away and all of a sudden you're yahooing and you're not a yahoo person, but that's what Stampede's all about.
And you had the mini planes, you had the Tin Lizzies, why not a dinosaur as well?
Oh, those little Tin Lizzies are so fun, aren't they? Wheelies. You wouldn't want to drive one of those on Deerfoot, I don't think, though.
Is that Santa Claus?
I believe we have a special appearance by Santa. Christmas in July, why not?
He's on his summer holidays right now, but he's making time for us here at the Calgary Stampede Parade.
On a little Jeep, why not?
Oh, I love this. These are the antics that the Shriners are known for. And here we have the segways. This is the Provost Corps.
Oh, yes, the segways. And then pulling up the rear, making sure nobody has a flat tire anywhere. Or a deflated plane wheel.
Yeah, so a big contingent from the Shriners. There's approximately 250,000 members around the world, 195 clubs all over the world. So great to see them again this year in the parade.
A crowd favorite for sure. Let's welcome the Korean Day Festival. The festival is coming up in August, a very popular festival in Calgary. This is the Calgary Korean Women's Association float, a tribute to Korean heritage, blending traditional and modern artistic expressions, including some dance, Blake, art, and K-pop. Because of course K-pop is a huge contribution.
Absolutely, yes, blending the old with the new. I love that.
And some Taekwondo here. Speaking of discipline, the martial arts. Discipline needed for that, and many young people take in martial arts. And we'd love to see a martial arts display. I wonder if we're going to be able to get that in front of our cameras. I think this is the K-pop portion of the Korean Women's Association. I'm fascinated by these K-pop bands. I watch the documentaries about the K-pop bands and everything.
It has certainly gone global, exploded in popularity.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for your service and for your time.
Oh, and that song's by Rose. I even know that. I could recite this song for you if you wanted. I won't, but I could do it for you. Rose and Bruno Mars.
I'm afraid my K-pop knowledge only extends to Gangnam Style.
Oh, yeah, I like that one too. That's a big one. Gangnam Style.
Yeah. Oh, look at all those smiling faces down there along 9th Avenue in downtown Calgary. We're broadcasting from right under the Calgary Tower, the 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade. It has been phenomenal so far, Les, and a great day
fantastic.
for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Veterans Association Food Bank right here. Very important to support the veterans.
Absolutely. We're going to see the massive military entry, but the Veterans Association Food Bank was founded 6 years ago, and it's all about providing assistance to other veterans for food insecurity, homelessness, and mental health challenges. And that's their motto, right? Veterans helping veterans.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
And it makes a huge difference. And when we hear every Christmas about the shelves on the food bank that are empty, and the community really steps up, and this is a reminder for all of us that we need these veterans. We need to support these veterans all year long.
And I didn't realize it looks like we have a little prize up for grabs. So pull out your phones, get that QR code going. You could win a nice little playhouse for the backyard for the kids. Oh, and another one up for grabs as well from the Veterans Association.
Yeah,
Food
and that
Bank.
gives you an idea of all the things they do. Emergency funding, food hampers.
Yep. Fantastic stuff. All right, now we're taking a look at the Calgary Stampede Chuckwagon Committee and relay races. This is the 101st Stampede Parade for the Chuckwagon Committee.
Oh, the Chucks. Everybody loves the Chucks.
They sure do. Last year was the 100th. That was a big year.
Yeah, it was a big
for
year.
the Rangeland Derby.
Big year for the Chucks.
But this is the committee that puts on the Rangeland Derby. They also put on the Chuckwagon Canvas Auction. And here we have the relay riders, who are just these incredibly skilled horsemen and women. The relay races have been part of the evening show since 2017 and have been a huge hit. Just a phenomenal display of skill and horsemanship.
And a phenomenal display of caring for your horses, as we find out every year when we go behind the scenes and speak to the Chuck families, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, look at this one. I love these. Are these the Appaloosas?
Yeah, we got the Calgary Regional Appaloosa Club showcasing one of the most recognized and popular horse breeds in North America. They're well known for their flashy spots and coat patterns. And these are some gorgeous horses. As we said earlier, over 700 horses are a part of the parade, of all different kinds. Ooh, here we have a big attraction in Calgary, Heritage Park.
Yeah, you want to step back in time. As we talk about the roots of the Stampede, you're really stepping back in time with Heritage Park, right?
Yeah, what a great float too, showcasing all the stuff that you can see down there at Heritage Park. But what I really think makes it come alive down there, they got the beautiful old buildings and all the old machinery. It's the people though here. We see them in their period dress.
Yep, and they buy into it, 100% they buy into it.
100%. A range of time spanning from 1860s to the 1950s. You can learn a lot down at Heritage
Yeah, you
Park.
can. And you can eat cheese buns and butter tarts.
Got,
right? The butter
they've got
tarts
great snacks down
are
there too.
unbelievable.
No question.
So this is a 1914 Model T and a 1919 Waltham bus. And new this year, the Badlands Dinosaur Dig of Prairie Royalty. So lots going on at Heritage Park. If you've got some visitors in town and you want to do the Calgary experience, Heritage Park's a big part of that, right? And here is the Calgary Japanese Community Association. So this float brings the spirit of Matsuri, which is a traditional Japanese festival. is a decorated omagoshi, which is a shrine. There's also a Japanese dance performance, and you will hear the beats of the taiko, the drums.
Okay. Looking forward to that as the Japanese Community Association makes its way down 9th Avenue in downtown Calgary.
Oh, look at that.
And we should note, this entry is also honoring Alberta's first official Asian Heritage Month. That's going to be September, which aims to showcase the rich traditions, cultural pride, and vibrant energy of Asia and the Asian communities that call Calgary home.
And I love the way these drums, they build and build and build and build and build, and in conjunction with the beautiful outfits that we're seeing. It's just stunning.
Looking for us last year on the parade route. You couldn't see us, so we wanted to make sure that we're assuming you're still a listener. I didn't see that last year on the parade route. Not listening anymore.
That's just a hint of what's to come September.
Yes, absolutely.
Asian heritage, cultural awareness.
Love the color, love the vibrancy. There's the omagoshi that you were referencing, that portable shrine, and a beautiful tribute to Japanese culture here in downtown Calgary.
I find the outfits just beautiful as well, the regalia. Yes, very nice, and a big hand from the crowd for the performers right there. Oh, this is a horse that's just my size.
Always a big crowd favorite. People love the miniature horses. This is the entry from the Stampede Miniature Horse Show Committee. As the Canadian National Miniature Horse Show is held at Stampede every year from July 12th to 14th.
Oh, I love these little horses. We hope to catch up with them a little bit more up close and personal coming up next week. Right now, we will catch up with a break, and we'll see you on the other side as we continue our live coverage of the 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade.
You're watching the Calgary Stampede Parade, a global news special broadcast brought to you by OPA.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade.
And there we take a look at Pioneer Acres, a museum, an agricultural museum just east of Airdrie. So we've got all sorts of areas that are well represented, including our friend from back east, who we fly in because we want him to be part of our parade coverage. Jeff from the morning show is taking let's go and check in with you and see who you are meeting on your travels.
Of course, Leslie Blake, every time you throw to me, there's a music band, there's a marching band playing, but thank you. We're here with Trish. Trish, what number parade, Stampede Parade, is this for you and your family?
My family's been coming for 60 years. I've been coming for 49.
Wow, 49 years. I mean, there's hardcore, and then there's you and your family, I think.
I would agree with that.
Tell us a bit about it. Thank you for the seat, by the way. Tell us what you go each and every.
I was here about between 4 and 4:30 this morning. We have a pretty small group this year. We only have about 35-ish people. In previous years, we've had up to 100, so we had to come out the day before at noon, spend the night over on the streets, and it's always a good time.
So in previous years, you were here the noon, like the lunch beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing commitment. But you know, it pays off because you get these great seats. What's been the highlight of the parade for you so far?
Shania Twain.
Right. Yeah.
Sonia Sharp, Dan McLean.
In that order,
I
believe. Yes. All right. And you got a selfie with Shania?
I mean, from a distance, yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, well, you know, once you have the photo and all that, it'll look like she was right beside you.
Exactly.
All right, well, thank you for spending some time with us, and enjoy the rest of the parade.
Thank you.
All right, Leslie Blake, it's back to you.
Got along the parade route, a selfie with one of our city councilors. I love her enthusiasm. Let's go back down to the parade. We just saw the Tsuut'ina Nation go by, and again the regalia, Blake, just stunning. It's a treat to see them every single year.
Absolutely.
University of Calgary as well, and Space Rex.
Space Rex, yes. Very, very popular float every year. And a good connection between the UFC and the Stampede. Their Faculty of Veterinary Medicine does research to ensure top-tier animal care at Stampede, so that's always good to see as well.
Oh, yes, and let's take a look at the Red Deer Royals Marching Show Band. And again, a marching show band. These young people put their heart and soul into it. They are aged 12 to 21. Of course, I have a huge soft spot in my heart for Red Deer. Spent a few years there working at RDTV. So happy to see the Red Deer Community Band Society performing for us. Let's take a listen to them. Taking that big tuba and dancing your way along the parade route? Wow, the Best Creative Innovative Award goes to the Calgary Chinese Community Association. And again, a great reminder of Asian Heritage Awareness Month coming up in September.
Absolutely, and this float is a beautiful one, and kind of, you can see why it's won Best Creative Innovative Award. The float resembles a traditional Chinese opera theater adorned with red and gold patterns, silk banners, intricate motifs that reflect the elegance of this iconic performance art.
Isn't it stunning how much work each of these groups puts into these floats, the planning and the decoration? And the parade committee does an amazing job. Our parade committee for the Calgary Stampede Parade, amazing what they do, and now they work with each of the communities to make sure that these floats are looking the absolute best that they can. And this one is a great example of that. Freshened and updated for this year, 2025, and taking home an award for their hard work. Oh, beautiful.
That's a great shot.
Reminiscent of Chinese opera as we watch this float go by. Oh, and there's the dragons.
Yep. Anyone who has not been to Calgary, Chinatown is right downtown, and it's been there for many, many years. It is such a vibrant community. You get some of the best food in the city down there, and
some of the nicest people.
And some of the nicest people, absolutely.
Getting some waves to our cameras and some performances here. And again, these young people that are able to dance all along this parade route, I admire them. Oh, and look, you can see the dragon dancers in the background. That is not easy. Such a beautiful culture, and such a beautiful culture of inclusion, inviting everybody all the time to come into the community.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the physical undertaking that this is for everyone who is marching and participating in this parade. I mean, the length of this parade, this is just by sheer volume of people involved, it is the second largest parade in North America after the Rose Bowl parade in Pasadena, California. But as far as the distance that you're walking, Les, it's 25 Calgary towers stacked end to end.
Yes!
You're going all the way down across.
You have to carb load before you do it.
Exactly.
Oh, Rotary, how we love thee. We just wrapped up a huge international Rotary convention that by all means was very successful. And like you actually chatted with a couple of Rotarians this morning who stayed after the convention to take in Stampede.
Yeah, Rotary very active here in Calgary, as many chapters are around the world. And actually in this shot, so we're right under the Calgary Tower, those bleachers you see on the far side, that's packed with Rotarians, and many of them did stick around after their international convention. We were chatting with folks from Brazil, from the Philippines. They have been having a great time, and really everyone that you talk to, every Rotarian that you talk to, they're so passionate.
Yes, they are.
About, it sounds kind of cliche, but solving the world's problems.
That's why they gather. They gather for the greater good. And a reminder, the Rotary Dream Home, one of the lottery prizes, when you buy a ticket, they turn that money around and it goes back into the community, right? So Rotarians everywhere, and we say welcome to them. Hey, this is new.
I love this one. So this is a great one. If we can just see that big cowboy hat.
Oh,
that is on top of the plane. This is from Porterfield Studios Limited. It's new this year. New entry, just won Best Business Entrepreneur Award. And they are responsible for Canada's largest cowboy hat. It's not this one that you see here.
Oh, this is not the biggest one.
No, the biggest one. They built it. It's on top of the Smith-built store in Inglewood here in Calgary.
Okay. So they're a creative agency, so of course they're going to be creative. We're not surprised about that. But they say they're celebrating teamwork, welders, designers, 20 years of being bold in Calgary. That takes me back to Mavericks, right? Being bold. I think that's what Calgary's all about, and we're seeing that here from the Porterfield Studios. That hat, I mean, I know some big heads. I think that hat might cover it.
Yeah, one thing there is no shortage of this week in Calgary is cowboy hats. So a great entry there from Porterfield Studios, their first entry in the Stampede Parade. We have a bit of a pause as we're letting some entries catch up. Getting others to slow
the length
down.
of and all the people and the length of the parade, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to keep that all moving. Sometimes there's going to be some delays going around corners and floats and whatever.
Yeah.
But this is going to let us get ready for the next couple of blocks are all going to be Canadian Armed Forces.
Yeah, the Royal Canadian Navy, the Army, the Royal Canadian Air Force. This is just a small representation of the over 90,000 regular and reserve force members protecting Canada and contributing to international peace and security. And it all gets started with the combined bands of the Royal Canadian Artillery and Canadian Forces Base Cold Lake.
Four-wing Cold Lake marching contingent. Members from Four-wing Cold Lake, Canada's largest and busiest fighter base. And marching in unison.
Yeah, and I think we got some sailors here as well, the Royal Canadian Navy marching contingent. Proudly led by Commander Matt Woodburn, who is the commanding officer of the HMCS Calgary. Calgary's esteemed namesake ship, which is stationed just outside Victoria, BC.
And here's the rib.
And this is the rib, yes, absolutely. This rib belongs to the Naval Reserve Division in Calgary, the HMCS Tecumseh, which is the, again, reserve unit. And so it's a great training platform for sailors here in Calgary.
And that sonar with the Yahoo sign, that is the mascot of the Royal Canadian Navy. So that's sonar right there. And now the Canadian Army, the Lord Strathcona's horse, I think we've got coming up, the ceremonial mounted troop. But really, when you see the various groups within our Canadian military, say what you will, it does remind us of how many folks have dedicated themselves to serve and to protect.
You're absolutely right. Oh, here we have the LAV 6, a light armored vehicle. That's Warrant Officer Greg Hartwick up top in command. And this is some of the military vehicles that you are going to be able to see at Stampede grounds when you go and chat with military members, learn all about the Canadian military.
Yes, you can get up
see
close.
It up close.
Yeah, get up close. When else are we given an opportunity to do that? It's absolutely one of the draws, and they're usually set up right around the bottom of the Stampede ground stairs, and you can actually see inside some of these vehicles and see what the technology is. Oh, like, can you even imagine what has to go into making that and figuring out how to operate that?
Some pretty incredible machinery. And I do want to mention, we saw a banner a little bit further up of the military museums,
yes,
which is here in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a phenomenal job preserving and promoting Canada's military history right here in Calgary.
Yeah, 100%. And they always get a nice reception when we have the folks from our military, and a nice reception when you get to go down and see them at Stampede. And now this is a change of gear here. We got some rollerblades leading off this one. This is the Nigerian Canadian Association of Calgary. Harmony of cultures, celebrating diversity, showcasing the heritage of Nigeria, tradition, symbolism, and unity, and of course, music and dancing.
A lot of music, a lot of dancing, a lot of color. This is such a vibrant cultural float every year. We love to see the Nigerian Canadian Association coming through. And the crowd, getting the crowd into it.
Oh yeah, how could you not start to dance when you hear? Now we've got some symbols that we've got some meanings for, so that we can keep these in mind as we watch this float go by. The red eagle is resilience and strength. The horses, dignity and grace. The yellow trumpet is Nigeria's national flower, reflecting beauty and endurance. I'd love to hear what is behind some of the symbols that we see through the clothing and through the culture and through the floats.
Another pause in the parade, so that just gives the Nigerian Canadian Association of Calgary a little more time to dance with all the folks who are lined up here along the parade route under the Calgary Tower. Expecting over 300,000 people all along the parade route today.
And from where we're sitting here along 9th Avenue, I said maybe 4 to 5 thick. I'm going to revise to 5 to 6 to 7 people thick where we are here along 9th Avenue. So a good turnout. We've got restaurants that are full, patios that are full, plus 15s that are full, and we got some dancing going on. Oh, hear that crowd. Yeah, they like this. The Nigerian Canadian Association of Calgary. And there's the float where you're going to see some of the symbols that we talked about, and I love that they are telling us what some of these symbols mean. There's the horses, dignity and grace. Beautiful. Proudly Calgarians, right?
Clearly so proud of their culture and their heritage, but proud to be Calgarians. as well. All right, here we have
Heavy Horse Hitch, Dynamic Energy Group.
Yeah.
Those heavy horses, they're really something. If you want to know the sheer size and strength, go check out some of those heavy horses and you will be astounded. I mean, we know the horses are big, except for the cute mini horses. We know those horses are big, but when it comes to horses, whoa.
And Les, with all those horses comes all these droppings, approximately 2 tons of manure dropped on the parade route, and this is a fan favorite every year. The Men in Kilts window cleaning crew is back with their poop kicker.
Yeah, their pooper, scooper, you name it, the Men in Kilts are absolutely fan favorites. They get applause just for walking along with a shovel full of poop.
Someone's got to do it. Here we have the Brazilian Community Association of Alberta. Their float this year highlighting Carnival.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, and again, the colors here, Blake, that we're really noticing. Look at the headdresses there.
Yeah.
How are you managing that for the length of the parade route?
Yeah, and with the float are winners from this year's Carnival competition. So you're seeing the best of the best.
Celebrating all things Brazilian. I love that. All right, sounds like we got some music coming our way, Blake. Calgary Stetson Show Band.
Yes, the Stetson Show Band, formed in 1988 as a marching show band for senior high school students. Their famous black and gold uniforms. This is one of Canada's premier youth performing arts programs. Let's take a listen.
Beautiful color coming our way. This is the Calgary Marathi Association, which promotes Marathi culture and engages in many charitable activities representing India's diverse culture. And you can hear the music and you can start to feel the sway of the people as it gets closer. Looking for flags of the Maratha Empire, India, and Canada within this entry.
Fantastic stuff. The traditional music, the traditional dress, the traditional dances all the way down the parade route. Love seeing that from the Calgary Marathi
The fuzz
Association.
is here. The sheriffs are here.
Sheriff's in town. This is the Alberta Sheriff's second year in the Stampede Parade. Really showcasing their role in the community, a unique role as they work alongside the public and stakeholders in a much more social way than most law enforcement groups. It's good to see the Alberta Sheriffs.
Dash Mesh Cultural Center. Not only a stunning float,
wow,
but the contributions to our community and the involvement in our community 365 days a year is what we see from these folks at the Dash Mesh Cultural Center.
Yeah, they provide free meals to anyone anyone in need, honoring the centuries-old Sikh tradition of langar, which is the practice of offering nutritious meals to all, regardless of background, race, or religion. And that's the theme of their float this year, is selfless service, no hungry tummy.
And I remember during the flood, not the flood, the water main break last year, they came and they set up at the Bowness Community Association because so many people were having issues. They came and they were giving out food to eat right then, but also food to take home. Very selfless and a huge part of the Calgary community, and a wonderful entry from the folks at the Dashmesh Cultural Centre. Who are you gonna call? They get bigger every year. The Alberta Ghostbusters entry gets bigger every year. I think more and more people see them out and about, and they think, you know what, that looks kind of fun. I think I want to do that.
Yeah, we've got the Alberta Ghostbusters. They started, over 10 years ago now, but with just a handful of members. Now there's over 50 of them, province-wide. Ghostbusters Afterlife, the movie from 2021, was filmed in Alberta, which may have helped boost their numbers a little bit, maybe.
I think a little bit, and some of these folks took part in that. We heard about the behind-the-scenes stuff with that. So they've got a fantastic entry. They do get bigger every single year. Love this, the Alberta Ghostbusters.
With a distinctly Calgarian flair there, with the big bullhorns on the front. I like that.
Everything's got a bullhorn on it right now for the next 10 days, doesn't it?
Yeah, Ghostbusters with cowboy hats. That is Calgary Stampede for you right there.
You're gonna have bullhorns, you're gonna have cowboy hats, you're gonna have breaking in all those cowboy boots. Oh, the best community social impact award, the Ismaili Muslims community. Look at this beautiful entry.
Well, and this is the thing. This Ismaili Muslims community entry is different every single year. They try something new. So this year they partnered with the Calgary Immigrant Women's Society.
Okay.
Bringing together all these important folks in the community to support women and families in settling, finding jobs, learning English, and contributing to the city of Calgary as they come here.
That's such a nice combination, isn't it? Canada's strength in diversity. Isn't that 100% true?
And it goes back to what you said about neighbors helping neighbors, right?
Right, and that's the Western way, and that's the roots of the Stampede, is being kind to your neighbor. Well, it's a beautiful one, the Canadian Ismaili Muslims community. As we take a look at that, we're going to head out for a short break, and we'll be back right on the other side to bring you more. Oh, we love a good parade, and we are seeing a great parade this morning. Calgary Stampede Parade, number 113th Calgary Stampede Parade, as the entries make their way by. And it really reminds you, Blake, how many communities exist in our city.
It's so true. Everyone coming together for this phenomenal celebration of Western heritage and culture, but really highlighting how diverse our city really is.
And everybody putting their best face forward. This is the Alberta Azerbaijani Cultural Society. Stunning. We just saw the Salvation Army band go by. So it is soup to nuts. It is every different kind of entry that you could imagine. This is the Alberta Frisian Horse Association. This is a group from the Netherlands who they love their Frisian horses, one of the oldest domesticated breeds in Europe that originated in the Netherlands. So they're kind of like a light draft horse. They're not one of the huge ones, but they're just stunning. They're beautiful.
Famous for that trot, right? That nimble
They have
trot.
attitude.
They've got a little attitude.
They've got some riz, these horses.
I was wondering when the Riz would come out.
There we go. They've got some Riz. We've got the Parks Canada Mounted Color Party coming up. So these are the horses that work so hard in Parks Canada, in our mountain parks, in our national mountain parks. which so many of us enjoy, and which we're so lucky to have in our own backyard.
Right in our backyard. We see the Canada Park Wardens, senior managers, equine staff there. They do a phenomenal job like protecting that land and also making it accessible to everyone who wants to enjoy really what is, in my books, the most beautiful landscapes in the world here in western and
we
southern
need to
Alberta.
constantly remind ourselves of that, because sometimes you can take it for granted because it's in your own backyard, but people come from around the world. Hey, look, more politicians, MPs here.
Yeah, we got some members of parliament from Calgary and 3 MPs from surrounding area.
With their little security right there. Corey Hogan, newly elected.
Yep.
Pat Kelly, Rocky Ridge, up in the northwest part of the city. They're just getting the refresh of the water there.
It seems like the sun's gone behind some clouds here, but that is almost working out in our favor because you don't really want it to be too hot. This is perfect parade weather for us here on this Friday morning.
We are going to get some of that sweaty Stampede weather next week, so take advantage of the next few days where it's a little bit cooler and a little bit cloudy, because if you're a sweaty cowboy, your time is next week. If you're not a sweaty cowboy, your time is right now.
Oh, how about this? The Calgary Chinese Union Association. Love seeing the pandas. Calgarians know a thing or two about pandas.
Oh, we sure do.
Zoo used to have them.
Yes, remember when they got here? We were so excited. And remember we found out they eat like their body weight times 10 in bamboo every day, and it had to be flown in because we don't grow bamboo here.
Well, hey, maybe that's a good sort of example of the partnership and relationship and friendship between the Chinese community and Canada, and Calgary specifically. This year marking the 55th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Canada and China to get all that bamboo over here.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really great. I loved it when the pandas were here, and the regalia, the outfits that they are wearing, again, just stunning. And I love that we can step back and celebrate some of the tradition and celebrate the past while also looking forward. Oh, and more. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. Look at those umbrellas. This is tradition mixed with the Western way.
Yeah, I was just singing that with the bandanas.
Right here, isn't it?
Oh, that is very cool. All right, the Calgary Chinese Union Association.
And we get to see it. I love that we get to see all these things right in front of us. All right.
How about a big old shoe? Not a boot, a running shoe. We've got Run Calgary with their very first entry in the Calgary Stampede Parade. And it's that shoe, a symbol of the mission of movement is for everyone.
And we're really seeing an increase in the amount of people running these days.
Totally, yeah.
Hey,
so Run Calgary puts on
Market.
a lot of great events around the city. Yes, we got the Calgary Farmers Market here.
Reminds me, I've got to go pick up a pie for dinner. Oh, there's the charcuterie board that
You were
I've been
asking
looking
about
for
the
all
charcuterie.
day. I love a nice charcuterie board. There's no better place to get it. Fresh flowers. Oh, I see. So they've got everything that you can get at the farmers markets from local artisans and local producers. Well done. That's really cute. Way to go, Calgary's Farmers Market.
Very cool. All right.
Let's take a trip to Peru.
Why don't we? Another vibrant cultural float making its way through downtown Calgary. The Races del Peru float, showcasing the legend of Mama Oclo and Manco Cowpoc, the revered figures believed to have emerged from Lake Titicaca to found the Inca Empire.
Well, I did not know you were so up on your Peruvian history, but I'm quite impressed. A celebration of Peruvian culture. It is preserving and sharing Peruvian heritage through dances, through traditional regalia. Very nice to see some of this music and dancing on the parade.
Absolutely. 10:45, making our way through the 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade. Let's bring in our Jeff MacArthur from the morning show. Jeff, you've been chatting with some folks along the route. What do you have for us now?
Hey Blake, I think I'm in the most comfortable seats in the house right now. Have a look at this. Somebody brought their living room couch, like a couple of couches, to take in the Stampede Parade. This is JT. JT, you are responsible for these couches?
Yeah, absolutely. After a couple of years of watching the parade like this, you kind of figure out that comfort's key.
Absolutely. I could not agree more with you. How did you get these couches down here?
See that van up there?
Yeah.
Stuff them in there.
Okay.
We come the night before and set up the night before and just wait all night.
Okay, so you were just kind of hoping these couches would still be here this morning.
You kind of peek at them through the window. It's my second year bringing couches down, so we kind of knew what to expect.
Love it. So we've got like a full couch, a love seat, maybe next year a full recliner.
Oh yeah. At least 4 or 5 more couches next year. Yeah, for sure.
Love it. Well, enjoy the parade, and thanks for the seat.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, Blake, Leslie, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Let's take a look at CSEC here, Calgary Sports and Entertainment. So we've got Stampeders, we've got Flames, we've got lacrosse players, we've got junior hockey, you name it, we've got it here, Blake.
Absolutely, yes, CSEC. Oh, is that Ryan Lomber? Calgary Flame? All right, so we do have some Flames in the parade with us today.
With big smiles, too. He was pretty happy to be here.
Absolutely. Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, as you mentioned, NHL, CFL, WHL, NLL, AHL, all represented and part of the Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation family. And the Stamps had a huge game last night.
Wasn't that amazing?
They,
hey, here's my kindred spirits, my girlies. We got some cheerleaders going on here. Yeah, so Calgary winning the first ever Stampede Bowl, and I think that's got to become a thing every single year.
I agree. It was a total routing of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the inaugural Stampede
And
Bowl.
Brett Michaels.
Brett Michaels performing at halftime, the start of what's expected to be a great tradition, and there is the trophy that was won at McMahon Stadium last night. That is the Stampede Bowl trophy.
Oh, yeah. That's getting some cheers. This first ever Stampede Bowl trophy being paraded along the route this morning. Way to go, Stamps. We hope that that becomes a tradition for sure. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back coming up in about 2 minutes' time as we continue with the Calgary Stampede Parade 2025.
Stampede Parade, a global news special broadcast brought to you by OPA.
Oh yeah, we got some marching bands going on. Falandafa and Tianguo Marching Band as we continue with the Calgary Stampede Parade live on Global.
Let's listen in.
Repeat entry with Falandafa.
Absolutely.
Every year we see them, those folks.
And what people love seeing the marching bands. What a fantastic entry that is from Tianguo, the largest Chinese marching band in Canada, with 180 members. And here we do have.
It seemed very big, so it is one of the largest.
It is very large, yes. And then the Falun-Dafa Association. This float here, bringing a message of peace and harmony to the Stampede Parade, showcasing the spiritual principles of truth, compassion, and forbearance.
And those familiar gold outfits, the regalia that we see every year.
And this is another great example, Les, of volunteers with these various community organizations building these floats by hand themselves. It takes 40, 50, 60 hours of work from these volunteers, and they always have a message.
And they always have a message. A lot of thought goes into it. You think about the construction, the engineering, the physics of the whole thing. It's still got to move. You want your message to be heard. You want your people to be safe. You want to be colorful. You want to stand out, become a crowd favorite with that. So yes, absolutely. Continuing to see the movement from Falandafa.
Yeah, we've got a team of waist drummers performing some very energetic pieces here, dancing in sync with the music, adding that special element to the float. Another great entry from Falandafa Association.
Okay, well this switches gears, doesn't it? This is Mad Max Ride YYC. A post-apocalyptic theme, non-motorized transportation, cycling, skateboarding, roller skating. Look at what we got going on here.
This is incredible. Any fans of Mad Max out there, Mad Max Ride YYC promotes green transportation, community connection, and active living, all with a fun twist.
It's got a twist on it, all right. That is something. They've been going since about 2019. All different kinds of modes of transportation. And we're doing cricket on a bike. Yeah,
a bit of polo, it looks like.
Sure, a little polo. Yeah, not cricket, a little polo on the bike. We've got some polo on the horses, polo on the bike. We could probably do some polo on the skateboards as well. Fiesta Filipino.
Oh boy, one of the marquee cultural events in the city every year. And this year is a big one for Fiesta Filipino, marking 10 incredible years as one of Alberta's largest cultural festivals.
Certainly one of the most colorful. Every single year the regalia is just outstanding, makes you smile. And the dancing, and again, they are dancing through the whole length of the parade. Three regions of the Philippines represented by this float. Plus, there is a section that is symbolizing the Calgary, Canada connection with the Filipino community, a fusion of cultures.
Absolutely, a very active Filipino community here in Calgary. I believe we're going to see those big handmade paper-mache giants just a little bit further down, representing what you were talking about there, the three Filipino, or three regions of the Philippines plus the Calgary, Canada relationship. But just even the design and the traditional outfits
right?
It's so vibrant, it's so cool to see, and it's special for all these different communities that call Calgary home to be able to showcase their heritage.
Absolutely.
As, everyone's coming together to celebrate Western heritage.
We have room for many heritages, don't we? As we celebrate. Look at those headdresses. They're very unique and very elaborate. And the regalia is very elaborate too. We talk about the planning that goes into the floats and making the floats look as beautiful as they do. Look at the headdress on that one. My goodness.
And Fiesta Filipino, again, 10 years in Calgary, one of the biggest cultural festivals in the province. I'll tell you, I've gone many years now, and I never leave an event so full.
Right.
The best food, the best food you can find is at Fiesta Filipino. My goodness.
And boy, do they love to share.
That's true, yes. Yeah, you will not leave hungry, that's for sure.
And you find that with so many of these groups, that they're so open to embracing and want to showcase their culture and want to showcase their dancing and want to showcase their philosophy and their food.
Oh, we got a little karaoke coming up here. Sweet Caroline.
Enjoy a nice karaoke. Of course, it's Sweet Caroline. Fantastic. in Shania, we have got competing music going on here.
Well,
these are the paper mache ones, I think, Blake. Wow.
When you have Shania Twain as your parade marshal, you got to do a little Shania karaoke, don't you?
Everybody's got a Shania a little bit. All right, here is Stony Dakota Nations, Bearpaw, Chidiki, and Wesley. And again, the regalia, stunning every single year, on the riders as well as on the horses. And you get a chance to see a lot of the ridership here at Elbow Valley Camp, which is absolutely worth a trip every year when you go to Stampede.
Yeah, Elbow River Camp.
Elbow River Camp.
26 teepees. They've got fresh bannock. They've got traditional dancing. They've got folks there that will teach you about the culture, the rich culture and traditions of the Indigenous peoples, including the Stony Dakota Nations here in the Calgary area.
And another award, the Best Parade Spirit Award, Vietnamese Essence. Oh, wow. Getting a little bit of crowd action and getting a little bit of crowd love as they pass through here. Celebrates the rich cultural heritage of Vietnam while embracing the spirit of multiculturalism in Calgary. Beauty, resilience, and the contribution of the Vietnamese community in Canada. So the float was a Vietnamese food stall. How smart is that? Fantastic.
That is great. And some great music as well. I love that. I feel like the hundreds of thousands of people lining the parade route in downtown Calgary are getting a little taste of everything.
And that's what this parade's all about, isn't it? And that's fantastic. We've got Western roots here. This is a celebration of our Western root, but it's also a celebration of the inclusivity of celebrating everybody in the city, the diversity and what these various communities bring to our Calgary community.
Yeah, and featured on the float is the Calgary Vietnamese Women's Association, the CAVWA, which is not just a cultural ambassador, it's a community really here in Calgary, dedicated to making a difference. So they support newcomer families, women's empowerment programs, as well as cultural preservation initiatives here in the city.
Oh, we've got a giant head adjustment going on right here. These things happen during the parade. Beautiful flowers as we wave to the Vietnamese community passing through. And here we have the future cowboys and cowgirls. This is the Foothills Cowboy Challenge Rodeo Series. So these are under the age of 17 riders. They, of course, have got big dreams. They want to compete in the Calgary Stampede Rodeo one day.
Totally. I think we're looking at the future here, Les.
That's 100% we're looking at the future. We've got 15 cowboys and cowgirls. And they are looking with interest at the rodeo and at the legacy and the heritage and aspiring to be just that.
That's what I think we may forget sometimes, living here in Calgary and going to Stampede every year and watching the rodeo, that it is the world's largest outdoor rodeo. It is the destination. It is the pinnacle of the sport for so many people, not just in Canada, but truly around the world.
And you're not born a rodeo rider, right? Like it takes years and years and years of training and perseverance to make it to the big show. Windy Ridge Riders Association, always a crowd favorite, very distinctive regalia. You can recognize them every single year with the colors. The turquoise, the aqua is always there.
Absolutely. Windy Ridge Riders Association, the staple of the Stampede Parade, and here we have the Ukrainian Canadian community float. Wow, look at the colors here.
The flower crown on the car.
Yeah, and
wow.
this is for the first time at the parade. The float proudly showcases Ukrainian culture as part of Canada's rich multiculturalism, all while marking the 75th anniversary of the Ukrainian Calgary branch.
Oh, we've got some traditional dress, some of the traditional regalia, with some of those who are walking behind the float.
And there, yeah, tall and proud is the trizub, or the trident, the crest of Ukraine, and a scaled model of the Assumption Ukrainian Church.
Yes.
Which brings together some of the beloved symbols of Ukrainian identity.
And the blue and yellow Ukrainian flag flying alongside the Canadian flag, which is the theme we hear and that we've been seeing over the last several hours, right?
Absolutely.
Well, if you like horses, you want to go on a trail ride, this is one of the groups for you, an outdoor tourism destination. They do trail rides, and apparently they are, you can get wings and you can go on a flying horse. How cool is that?
Yeah, these 6 horses are outfitted with these 20-foot wings, creating a magical Pegasus-like appearance. This was all built by the volunteers and staff and students at JKL Trail Rides. And it's all about promoting creativity as well as supporting men's mental health awareness.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? More than just looking good. It's feeling good and encouraging the men in our lives to make sure they take care of their mental life.
Les, we're going into overtime here, 11:04.
Yep.
We're nearing the end of the 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade, but it's not over yet.
Tai Chi, athletes, look at them. Boom. Oh. What a practice that Tai Chi is, the discipline, mental and physical discipline, isn't it?
And it's a big year for the Calgary Tai Chi and Martial Arts College. They're celebrating 30 years in the city, 13 years in the Calgary Stampede Parade. And it is dedication to the craft, right? To do this just on demand in front of hundreds of thousands of people with that level of accuracy.
And athleticism, yes. I think I pulled something watching them. But they're training for the Youth Olympics, right? There's some trials coming up, and some of these youth are hoping to qualify and go to the Youth Olympics. So this is they're performing, but they have their eye on competing as well. Oh, look at that, stunning.
Students from the Tai Chi and Martial Arts College have represented Canada at the World Championships for over 20 years. They've earned many, many medals, and actually 2 of the college's athletes, Winnie and Virginia, are both national #1 martial artists.
Oh,
in
unbelievable.
Canada. So just a deep pool of talent, and we're wishing them all the best as these folks get ready to try and represent Canada for the Youth Olympics.
And we're seeing some of that demonstration here. Marching past our parade spot right here. And they will be performing their moves along the route so that everybody along the parade route will be able to appreciate the amazing talent that we have here in Calgary. And coming up, Blake, we've got the Best of Mexico is coming up just out of Camber Ridge. There we go, you can see the flag flying.
Yeah, we've got to get the Best of Mexico in before we sign off, sharing their vibrant culture through music, dance, and art. On display in this year's entry are the iconic Lele dolls, which symbolize heritage and are part of the International Year of the Indigenous Woman. So there you see the Lele dolls.
Ah, yes, yes. Oh, and again, the regalia and the outfits are just stunning. Well, a little bit of Mexico.
You know what? There's actually a good deal of Mexican competitors at the rodeo as well. They've got some pretty talented cowboys and cowgirls down there.
I did not know that, Blake.
Same as Brazil. You always see a few Brazilian competitors make their way up to the Calgary Stampede. So definitely great to showcase some Mexican culture here at the 2025 Calgary Stampede Parade, the official kickoff to the greatest outdoor show on earth.
Well, it really is. And as we get to the end of the parade, we can just appreciate all the work that goes into each of these entries. The floats, the practice from the marching bands, the dancers, the riders, getting all of those horses ready. Takes a village. Well, it takes a village to put on this stampede. Hundreds and hundreds of volunteers. Tell us, Spark here. We've got pulling up the rear of the parade. They are giving.
Oh, we got some snacks on the parade.
As you do, as you do. So shout out to all of those who make this Calgary Stampede Parade happen, and shout out to all of those who will be going from here, taking in free entry over at the Stampede grounds. Lots of options for cheap days or cheap entry or free entry over the next 10 days. So check out the website for that. Children's Cottage Society, big expansion for them this year. Fantastic to have them in the Northwest in Montgomery, helping even more families than they were able to before.
Another phenomenal kickoff to the Calgary Stampede. We want to thank you so much for tagging along with us, taking it all in. And we want to wish you a big yahoo.
Yes, be
and
safe.
Happy stampeding.
Have a good stampede. Be safe as the sweepers come along, and it's like the horses were never there. Happy stampede, folks.